The perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge? Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Woohoo! Even if it kills me. Welcome everyone to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk to other creators and independents about their artistic endeavors, because people often invite me to their streams and their channels and give me their time, and I wanted to do something in return for this wonderful community. I'm just like that, man. So today is a bit different episode. Usually I have creators here. I have guests who have delved into indie comics. But this time we have someone who does something with toys. So it has some aspects that are connected with comics, and it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty original and interesting, and I'm very curious to learn more. So our guest today, let's bring him on, is Ryan Magnon.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Everyone,
yeah. How are we doing? Man. Thanks for having me. Great introduction.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. A great introduction. I think I found a perfect segue for that, and that is that you're absolutely right. There are a lot of great independent creators in comics, and we didn't want to try to compete with them. They're so good. Honestly, there are some great independent comics out there, but we didn't see so much of that happening in the toy aisle with kids' toys. There are a lot of great collectible toys for 14 and over. When Toys R Us was around, we didn't see a lot of independent stuff happening like as was the case when I was a kid. There was always, there's Masters of the Universe, Ninja Turtles, Mask, Transformers, all that stuff was coming out like one after the other throughout, the 80s and even into the early 90s. There was new stuff happening. And then it just all kind of died down. And so we wanted to bring it back.
Why is it's kind of died down?
I think a lot of it happened with, it's the industry itself is in that mentality, I think, is that they see the action figure category in particular as like, if you don't have a TV show or a cartoon or movie, you're dead in the water. And conversely, they're not making any new action shows. I'm trying to think of any. I don't want to cut off my own foot, but yeah, there hasn't been a lot of new shows that aren't Marvel or DC or Ninja Turtles. So
right. Yeah, because toys like He-Man, this show was basically created to sell the toys.
Yeah.
So the toys often come first. And even to the point that animated series are created to to go into the toy market.
Yeah, and now sort of the opposite's happening. They're not making so many toys until they're sure the show is a hit. So I guess maybe that was sort of an unusual thing that happened with Masters of the Universe and Transformers, some others. I think Jason the Wheeled Warriors I would put in that case. I'm sorry to like nerd out on old
Jason
toys.
and the what?
Jason the Wheeled Warriors. So that was a show from the 80s, and like the cartoon didn't really have a whole lot to do with the toys, but I believe it was Mattel, and it was these toys that were like really cool vehicles, but you could swap out the parts on them. So you could swap out the weapons and the wheels and things.
Right.
So yeah, all those brands were very toy centric. Thundercats, Mask, Transformers technically started as a toy too.
Yes.
It something happened. I think I mean, overall, I would say that there's just a lot of cynicism took over and it just sort of killed a lot of creativity in toys. So.
Right. So, why is it you decided to go to get into this business, this toy?
Oh, sure. Probably. Excuse me.
It's a drink with Brink, man. So
yeah, it is a drink. This is. I don't even want to say what's in it, but anyway.
Better not ask sometimes.
Yeah. The question, why did I get into this? I've always, probably like a lot of folks watching this and a lot of the folks you work with, I've always had that creative drive to like build worlds and come up with characters and put them in a world and give them a story and all that. So I've done this since I was a little kid. I've always been able to just pound them out by the dozen. Just, hey, what if there's this guy and this is his story and here's his conflict. I've just always done that, and I've never been able to find an outlet for it until kind of had that revelation about, hey, there's not a lot of this stuff happening in toys. So I mean, I had that background as a character designer and just general creative stuff. I've worked in video games. I've worked in film, everything across the board. And it just kind of felt like this was my calling for that. This was an opportunity to kind of do something I love and maybe find something that the market wants.
Right. Cool. So you designed characters for a living before this?
I've always wanted to do it for a living. I've done a lot of independent productions to where create my own animations and characters and comics.
Any things we might know that you worked on?
Not really. I mean, I have an IMDb up there. People can go look at it, but very obscure stuff, independent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Cool.
Lots of film festivals that kind of didn't go anywhere, and I imagine a lot of filmmakers out there could probably relate to that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, that's the other thing I guess I would say, since this is more of like a geared towards creative people, is you got to kind of watch out for like too easy opportunities, like be very skeptical about where you're putting your resources, and that includes your time, your money, your passions. Yeah.
And I bet a lot of time and money went into Pandamony.
Yep, Pandamony,
right?
Yeah, it's a play on the phrase pandemonium. So
yes.
It wanted to be the crazy new toy brand on the block, because we knew we hoped to be in the same sort of wheelhouse, the same contenders as the bigger brands. So we wanted to kind of have a name that was like, hey, we're the weird, wild, and crazy guys.
Right. That's a good name.
I did toys are definitely quite an expensive investment. I would even say more than film, definitely more than comics, more than video games. Because there's just so much more risk with actually manufacturing something, not just the safety concerns, but creating all the tools you need to mass produce the product and so on.
Right. So how did you start? You started small with one character, or what happened?
Well, see, as I was saying before, I can come up with ideas all day. And so that didn't really help me say, well, what's the best idea? So what I ended up doing was talking to kids, assuming that they would be our primary audience. So I ended up just doing a lot of, sort of those like A or B kind of focus groups where you talk to kids and say, what do you like? What do you not like? How does this make you feel? And all those kind of dumb questions that are actually really helpful, but they're very cliche. And so I had a bunch of, I actually would end up just, since they were the only ones seeing it, you could borrow art and say like, well, what do you think of this character? And see what they like about somebody else's art before you make your own.
Mm-hmm.
So we did a lot of testing like that and figured out that, well, kids really like this idea of being a person with animal powers. And we had a few concepts in that same realm. We ended up going with this scientific route. We had some other concepts that were more mythological and magical, but they were really into this sort of like, what if scientists made humans into animals or part animals?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was an option you gave them, or did they come up with that on their own?
Primarily, yeah. When I was working with kids, you'd find that you really have to. I mean, kids, they want to go out and have fun. They're not really interested in sitting down in an office building to talk about theoretical stuff. But yes, I would give them options, but always invite them to expand on that. You want to make sure you're getting like, what do you like about this, rather than just which one do you like better, So that way, when we're doing storytelling, we could refine it based on that feedback. There would be a lot of times when we were adjusting characters or figuring out the toy features to where we would say, well, the kids, they liked projectiles better. Let's make sure we put a character that can shoot, rockets or whatever, So.
Right. So how did you find these kids? Was this online or through conventions or
it's really just it's really kind of spammy the way we do it. It's just like, hey, call it, like we would there were actually marketing companies that would just have lists of kids that were specifically screened for this purpose. So
okay,
they would say, okay, how many kids you need? We need 6, and they have to, like, we would have very specific properties that are characteristics that they would have to have. They have to be over this age and under this age. They have to really love action figures as opposed to, vehicles or other toys. And they don't know that going in, because you don't want to like sway them either. So we don't tell them like, oh, do you like action figures? We say, do you like this category, this category, this category, this category the best?
Right. And so you talked to a section of boys and girls, and did you notice differences in the answers?
We did, and that was kind of an interesting thing. When we went into it, there was a lot of talking about that cynicism that we'd always like try to fight against. There was a lot of folks very well established in the toy industry that would say, well, girls don't buy action figures. And I'm like, no, let's kind of test that theory. I don't like to take anything at face value. It turned out, when we would do these surveys and like rank things by what you like, what you love, what you don't like, there were none in the sample set we found. There were no girls in that age range that marked action figures as something they love. So we kind of took that as, okay, that's a niche thing. So we ended up primarily talking to boys.
Okay, so your target audience is boys between 6 and 12 or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 6 and 11, but some we did end up having some 12-year-olds.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Excellent. Okay, so how many people have you got working now for Pandemony?
Oh, right now it's 3, me, my bookkeeper, and one of our graphic design artists. We just moved our company from California to Tennessee just because we weren't able to really operate there with all the restrictions and things. So this made it a lot easier. And I'd kind of been wanting to move out of California for a while. So with that, we ended up, I gave everybody kind of a heads up, hey, we're moving our company, like start looking for a new job, the people that were in-house. they did.
Mhm.
Now we're a smaller company. We're working very much more lean and robust at the same time.
Yeah, sure. So these toys, people can buy them through your through your web shop. You have a website, right?
Yeah,
I can bring it
we
up,
have,
by the way. Let me see.
sure.
Share screen, and it's this one. I think it's this one.
That's it. Yeah, you click the right there, shop now, right at the top. We also have a Kickstarter going on too, alternationkickstarter.com.
This one.
Oh yeah, you got it up. Thanks. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Where it's over 3,000.
So
We need to get it a lot higher.
Yeah, 3,000. Yeah. Your goal is 99,000.
Yeah, it's expensive to make toys. This is our second day, so we're hoping to get a big boost the first week.
Yeah, man. So what's your goal? What I mean, what is the money for? What will you be producing with this Kickstarter?
Yeah, so a big portion of it is what are called tools. Those are the molds that the plastic gets injected into, and like the stencils used for painting figures. And then the rest of it is to actually make the product. So just those two things. We can handle the marketing already. We already have a pretty good audience and a robust online store. So and along with our Amazon ads. So yeah, and I think too, a lot of the Kickstarter itself is the marketing. When you have a successful Kickstarter, it gets noticed in the industry, and so
Yeah, sure, man. Of course. Shall we watch the video? Is that
sure? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is our kids commercial.
Let me know if you can hear the sounds.
Sure.
I had one last time, and the sound didn't come over. So
Alternation.
is the sound there?
Yep, absolutely. Sorry,
Okay,
I was so enthralled by my own work that I
One of the
didn't.
world's deadliest threats. To protect humanity, our agents searched the globe for human-animal hybrids, and from our secret base, we raised and trained them to be the covert strike team GK Delta. El-Ray, the leader, a combination of sailfish, stingray, and electric eel DNA, give him his lightning storm ability and deadly stingray tail.
Take them down, Deltas.
Dart, the youngest, bullfrog, dart frog, and tree frog give him the power to leap extraordinary distances.
Take that, frog face.
Albert 7, a hybrid of the mighty bull and mischievous monkey, as quick with a joke as he is agile.
Joke's on you, metalhead.
Quilroy, the team's powerhouse, a combination of porcupine, rhino, and bat. Kinetic launching quills make his point.
The Deltas took down Sabotage. But they haven't seen anything yet.
Alternation, humans, hybrids, heroes.
So this part just repeats for the next few minutes. Not necessary to keep it going if you don't want to.
Excellent, man. That's
Thanks.
a quality video.
Thank you.
That reminds me of the old advertisements, the commercials you saw on television for the toys.
We get that a lot. I mean, we hired a great company that was friends with my partner, and that was their goal. I kind of, hands off, like you guys do what you're going to do, but they said, okay, well, what if we did like a throwback kind of like an updated version of those retro style commercials? So I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely works, man. It's fantastic. And these designs are just great. So you did those? You did these designs?
I did not. I wish I could take credit for it, but we hired a lot of artists from all around the world to come up with the concept art, and then a friend of mine did the 3D sculpt. So it was important to me to kind of break out of just kind of like, I was really inspired by the artists coming out of like South America and Eastern Europe and stuff, just because it was good but different. Like so that was kind of what I was going for, and I can't draw. My designs aren't appealing to kids, so
Yeah. Cool, man. I really like this, man. This looks great. It's indeed a throwback to these times when toy commercials were everywhere.
Hmm.
It's great.
And yeah, like I mean, I don't know if it came off through the commercial, but each of them has an animal power. Like we gave them all, they still have the articulation you're used to with
Yeah.
comparable to something like WWE, but we also added a play feature that was inspired by an animal. So chameleon changing color, porcupine shooting his quills, stuff like that.
Yeah. Some technical things in there.
Yeah,
Pretty awesome. Yeah, look at this, man. It's fantastic.
yeah. His
So,
jaw opened up.
what's the size of these?
1/12 scale. That guy's actually really like wide. He's tall and wide. He's
Yeah, it's the
probably
wings,
9
right?
inches tall. Yeah,
It's the wings. Yeah.
yeah. And the wings are they're articulated. I was going to say they're articulate, but they don't talk. The wings also change color under heat.
Really?
Yeah,
Change color?
we were able to do heat sensitive paint. Can't see it in that photo, but on the back of his wings is the same striping that's on a coral snake, a deadly poisonous snake.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should post more pictures, I think. That guy's our kind of beetle human character.
Yeah, I love this, man. I can also imagine this as a character in a cartoon. It totally works. You know, it's very distinguishable. It's not too complicated, so you can move it over to animation.
Yeah. I think that our artist executed well there, and I mean, our goal the whole time was for getting a cartoon eventually. So we'll see if that happens. We've been in talks with a bunch of companies. So far, it hasn't gone anywhere. So, but we have actually Dark Horse picked up the comics. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you have actual comics about these.
We did. Each of the toy comes with a mini comic. Speaking of the like 80s toys, so there's a mini comic in each one, but they're also available for free to download. And then there's also a graphic novel that's available for purchase, full 80-page one.
Excellent. Okay, you have stretch goals already set. This is for a new character.
It's for a figurine that attaches to the character. So each of the that guy there. So it's kind of a cross between another character and an accessory for the existing characters.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, do you have some sort of background for each character, like story wise, or you do?
Absolutely, yeah. And there's actually an what we call altered reality game on gkdelta.navy. That's the website. We have all the biographies on there and a reports as if they were written by the characters about the missions that they're going on.
Right.
Yeah. And we also have a fan club that we send those short stories to as well. But yeah, we also have webisodes, of course, the comics already mentioned.
Fan club. Excellent.
Yeah. Again, we took a lot of inspiration from what worked when those evergreen brands were built, like
this is the thing, man. When this goes, it just has to reach a certain amount of people to blow up, to get really popular. I think it has the fan club already. So
yeah, there's the graphic novel right there at the top. That was written by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton.
Right.
Got variant figures available on the Kickstarter. Display stand for your characters. That's supposed to be a grab bag, but we accidentally wrote diorama display. I will update that at some point.
A bag. What's in here? Comics, stickers, pin.
Mm-hmm.
What's a narwhalrus?
So that's another collectible figurine, like the one that was on the character named Elray's arm.
Okay.
Yeah. Video prop. That was something we used in in one of the videos we made. So hey, you can own an official prop from one of our YouTube videos, just like on a real movie.
Mutts.
Again, the mutts are all those little mini figurines.
What does MUT stand for?
Multigenic Utility Tactical Test Species.
You had to work for that one.
Yeah, I didn't remember, but kind of like a lot of those. Again, taking inspiration from the 80s, there was always
Yeah, of
that
course.
like funny word that like for the villains.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just fun,
Yeah.
You designed the camo sham. What's
Yeah.
that?
So that was an all-white Sham variant we produced. One of the characters is named Sham, and in this one it's all white, so artists could decorate their own. It's kind of like a blank canvas.
Right. And then some comics.
Yeah, those were the original proofs. So if somebody wants them as a collector's item, they're available.
Right.
Yeah, we have a lot of collector's items available.
Yeah.
And what we're doing with that is a reverse auction. So we start it high, and we're going to lower the price at random times. You don't know when, so it kind of gives if you don't want somebody else to get it at a lower price, you better buy it, kind of thing. That kind of mentality. It's kind of an evil scheme.
Where do you see that the price lowered?
You'll see it on once somebody pledges, they're eligible to buy an add-on.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll text here. Okay, those were the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
So this campaign is primarily for the new characters. You have two basic new characters, two main new characters, right?
Two main new characters. People are also available to buy the older ones if they want to get them all together. They can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also the variants of the older ones, of course, too.
They have variants also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go through the perks. This is your name and rank.
Right.
So for everyone who wants to support you, just for $1, right?
Yeah, they get a mention within this altered reality game that I was mentioning. So your name will forever be with that website as long as that site's up. We'll list you as if you're a character in there that is got a memorial.
This game is that already playable?
It's the altered reality game. It's kind of like an immersive world. So it's a website, and you get to hunt through it and see about clues and things like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's actually available at gkdelta.navy. You can kind of get an idea. We took a lot of inspiration from an artist collective called Meow Wolf, where they had a lot of their exhibits on the web, and it would be kind of like you learn more about the mystery by just scouring a website and things.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It was basically a cheap way to get content out too, if I can be blunt. But we're talking amongst artists, and it might be something kind of they might find useful.
Sure.
You can always if people aren't producing your content the way you want, you can always do it yourself. You gotta get creative.
Yeah, that's what we do, man. That's the indie business. Yeah.
Yeah.
So for $5, people get a digital download of the last December.
Yeah, so that's one of the short stories we were offering. It has more PG themes, whereas our normal short stories are kind of G-rated. And so we didn't want to mail that out to our fan club. We didn't want to upset parents or anything. So we were offering this as a special story that you can download as a PDF. It's going to have all new art.
Awesome. All right, for $24, we have a Bomber action figure.
Yep, that's the sort of beetle character.
Yeah. This one. No, this one.
Yeah.
That's for $24. That's a good deal.
Yeah, I think so.
So you also get the previous perks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. It says here ships to only certain countries. Why is that?
Mm-hmm. Why is that? I didn't want to. I covered a lot of the major countries that where our fans are from. I didn't want to have to figure out shipping on every single country in the world. So that was sort of, we kind of limited it to what was like where we were reasonably reaching.
So do you ship to the Netherlands?
I don't, but I opened it up to comments to anybody wants me to look up what shipping rates are. I'll do that. I guess I could put, there's an option for rest of the world, and I can just put a really high price. But now that you mentioned the Netherlands, I will go add that in there. It's really easy to add.
Okay, cool. All right, for $29,
I take that back. No, I take that back. Netherlands is part of the EU, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, it is a part of that.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool.
All right, yeah.
Alpha. Alpha is this character?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So he's called Alpha because he was the first hybrid made in this sort of nefarious experiment.
Okay.
And he's mad about it. So he's the bad guy. And that's the other cool thing about the story is there's three factions. There's the good guys. There's the sort of conspiracy, the powers that be within the military, and then there's also the people that are fighting both. So Alpha's one that's fighting both. So,
right. Okay. Cool.
I've always liked stories like that to where it's like more than just one bad guy and one good guy. It's always kind of like the triple threat match in WWF or WWE now. Sorry.
So Bomber belongs with him. It's
yes.
the same faction.
Yeah, Alpha's kind of like Dracula. Bomber's kind of like Renfield. He's sort of the crazy sidekick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Alpha's sort of like an evil, almost like a cult leader, but more of a safe for kids sort of story with that.
All right. $54 complete phase 2. You get both characters.
Right.
Cool. And then $106 2 times. Oh, you get double. Sure. If you have a friend who collects, then you can save on shipping costs. It's cool. Then you have the standard edition of phase 1.
Yeah, so those are the first 6 characters that came in the first release we did, plus these 2 new ones.
Wow. So you get 8 characters in total. For just, let's see, this is 106. So for about $62 more, you get 6 extra characters.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
Let me make sure I did the math right. Jeez. Yeah, no, that's right.
That's a great deal, man. Everyone, pick this one. Pick this one.
Yeah.
Get all the characters.
I probably did the math wrong, so get it before I fix the...
Yeah, I think it has one backer. I don't think you can change it once it's back.
That's true. So there you go. All the more reason. Learn from exploit my mistake.
And then you have for 376, you have the above twice.
Yeah, double 8 characters, two of each of the 8 characters. There we go.
Right. Excellent, man. Coolness. Okay, let's see the other characters. Right, they're over here. Where can we watch them? Read character bios. Should I click that?
Yeah, you can pick that.
See what happens. El Rey. So we can't enlarge this.
Oh no, I guess that would be on the store if you wanted to look at the product. That's a good idea. I should probably put a link in to upgrade it. Yeah.
Let me see. where I can watch the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, about to leave the site. No, that's.
Oh no, that's okay. I just didn't. We do that because it goes from being a kid site to an adult site. So
Right.
that goes to our
Save?
store.
Okay.
So you can put okay. I guess I should make that
All
clear.
right. Yeah. This is a better. El Rey Pandemonium store. This is your store. Yeah. Oh, we have more pictures. Excellent. Look at all these add-ons, these weapons, all these details,
Mm-hmm.
and a comic book.
Yeah, I should mention those comic books. On the Alpha Kickstarter, our mutual friend Pau did the art on the Alpha mini comic.
Yeah.
Pau Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yeah. That's excellent, man. Yeah, he told me about that.
Oh, he did. Cool.
Yeah, I think he told me about that last year.
Yeah, it was probably a year ago.
Yeah.
These figures were supposed to come out a while ago, but the lockdowns and everything.
Yeah, man. Stupid lockdowns.
Yeah.
All right. So this is one of the good guys.
Yeah, he's the leader of the good guys, in fact. He's the lieutenant. That's the other thing. All the characters on the good guy side have a rank. You can see he's we took a lot of inspiration there from Star Trek, who's second in command and all that stuff. It's kind of fun. I don't know. I like to nerd out on that kind of stuff.
Sure, man.
Yeah.
That's fun stuff. And then you have Sabotage.
Yeah, he's our main bad guy for the first wave. He's he just does not like these animal human soldiers. So he's out
Look at
to
these
get
details.
him.
It's fantastic. It looks great.
Thank you.
So for now, people can get it from the store or through your Kickstarter. So will these be getting into shops?
They're already in. Yeah, the first wave's already in a few shops. I think we do a lot of comic book stores and smaller like toy. I guess there is no Toys R Us anymore. So
yeah.
I mean, it's more like independent toy stores. The very maybe 1 or 2 or 3 locations. Not in Walmart or we're on Target.com, but not and Walmart.com, but not in store there.
Okay.
And let's see.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You want to try to get this under people's noses, because now they have to specifically find your website, go to your website with the intent to check it out. And a lot of sales go through spontaneous purchases that the people see it before them in the store, so they can buy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of neat about the specialty shops is they can they can buy toys that aren't at Target and Walmart and have something that's just for it really draws something in rather than why would I buy something that Target already sells at a toy store,
Right.
at an independent store.
So is this the scale of a normal human being?
I get that question a lot, and it's not. It's all the characters themselves are about scale to humans. He's pretty tall, but that's actually that accessory is his toy in the story. So
right.
he's a toy that has an action figure for an
action figure.
Yeah, it's actually to scale. It's a 1/6 scale action figure if you were in that universe.
Right.
Yeah, and those are his weapons.
Pretty cool, like a boomerang.
But yeah, not a lot of folks ask that same question. Is this supposed to be a regular person? No.
Yeah. You have to read the comic, I suppose, and then or next year we can watch the animation.
Yeah, we do have some animation. We did our own webisodes, but they're like 2 minutes each. So
wow,
about 12
where
minutes.
can we watch those?
On YouTube or on the alternation.toys, we link to them.
Excellent, man. Yeah,
that guy does a backflip.
Yeah, this is. You had these older toys. They had these gimmicks too. that you could make characters jump. You had Ram Man from He-Man, for instance. You could press his head and then press the button and he jumps up. It's awesome.
Yeah, He-Man had a lot of they started doing that a lot. It was a lot of fun, I thought. So they putting the features in toys and stuff.
Yeah, some toys it didn't really work that well. You had these I forgot the names. There was this toy series with where the characters could change their faces into animalistic faces.
Oh, was it Animorphs or something? Or maybe
Animorphs,
one of the Power Rangers?
Yeah. It was basically a rubber face, and then you had to suck the air out and
whoa.
Yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, it's this skeleton underneath, so it stretched around the skeleton. But the downside was that it was very prone to
pop.
What's it? Breaking down.
Like pop, yeah.
Yeah. So after 1 year, it didn't work no more.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like it lost its sort of elasticity or something.
Right. Yeah.
No, I've never heard. That's cool. I want to look into that. I mean, I understand. Yeah, it probably didn't work very well, but I'm still curious about the technology about it. I have to look into that.
And this character, tell me about this character.
Yeah, so we're like in our stories, we're not really sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy. The audience isn't sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy yet, because he's a spy. We don't know who he's exactly working for, and that's his entire background. Is he was created to be a spy. He can climb on walls. He can change color to blend in with stuff.
You can attach things to his tongue.
Yeah, we found we could, it didn't cost a lot to add that feature in. So there you go. Cool. He's got a sticky tongue that switch activated, and he's got color change skin. So heat activated. Yeah.
Fantastic, man. Let me see.
Got some fun accessories. Like since he's a spy, he has an umbrella that has a switchblade hidden inside of it.
All right.
You can hide the bomb inside of a book. But yeah, he's sort of a James Bond kind of character.
Yeah, man. Love it. Okay, and then we have Quilroy.
Mm-hmm. He's the tough guy of the group, weightlifter, and his special feature is he shoots quills out of his back.
Yeah.
He's part porcupine, part bat.
He has a lot of accessories that he can shoot off.
Yeah, well, what it does is the arrows that fit into the bow, and so you can hold the bows and switch out the arrows as you want.
Yeah.
We also tried to give a personality accessory to each character, and his is since he's a weightlifter and stuff, he's got his energy drink there.
All right. Cool.
That's always been kind of important to me when designing characters. You don't want them to just look cool. You kind of want to know their story just by looking at them.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, of course. Fantastic, man. So this was phase 1. So in phase 2, will there be 2 more characters? Will there be 4 also?
Oh, this phase 1 has 6. Phase 2 is going to have 2 for now. If phase 2 goes off with the Kickstarter, we've got a phase 3 almost ready to go. We've got character concept art. So, and what we want to do engineering wise, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the story behind this. Well, I think I already mentioned it. We had plans to release this a while ago, but something happened in 2020 that we don't like to talk about.
Yeah, man, this is excellent. Okay, so there are shorter stories, so you can find those on YouTube. And your goal is to not only sell toys, get a larger audience, but also to get into to get this on television somehow.
Yeah, we want this to be another media franchise for kids, and something that they can call their own, since instead of like another Marvel or another DC kind of reboot, we just kind of wanted something for this generation to have on its own. That was always our dream. And yeah, it's to just be the same media sort of franchise that those other brands are, like Ben 10 and Avatar and all those that kind of were new at the time. Yeah.
Right. We have Islin in the chat. Welcome, Islin. She says the backflip is cool.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be sure, if you buy that toy, be sure to read the directions. A lot of people go in thinking they can just do whatever they want with it, and they break it. Not my fault. They didn't read the direction. I don't know. I don't know what's actually happening, but I suspect it's because they're pushing against the legs of the character. And so now I put a note in. I check each one that we ship through Amazon or our own store to make sure they work, and I put in a note, hey, don't try to push this against resistance.
Mm-hmm. But Islin is a bit worried about the choking hazard for this character.
Yeah, definitely keep it away from kids that will try to put it down their throat. But they are all safety tested for kids 3 and above.
Yeah. 7-year-old boys do not read directions. Just joking with you.
Yes, unfortunately.
They just want to play, man, rip it out of the package and start banging these characters together.
Yep. Honestly, if you buy from Amazon or through our store, you'll see a giant note inside, warning, don't play until you read this. And it's just basically saying that don't try to push the legs into a position they can't go,
Yeah, you have to put that in there for legal reasons also.
Well, we don't have a legal obligation to do it, but we'll have a lot of returns if we don't.
Yeah, of course.
It's an economical choice,
This is a fantastic project, a fantastic toy line. I really like this, man. It's great.
Yeah, thanks a lot. And thanks for your questions. Was it Eastland?
Yeah. And Thibaut is here. Hello, Thibaut.
Hi, Thibaut.
Welcome. Oh, she meant to say the rubber mask character was choking hazard. No, because the rubber was actually attached in the head, so didn't come loose, but it just became. I don't know. It lost its capacity to really stretch. So. Okay, awesome, excellent. Is there something else you'd like to tell us about?
I guess the Kickstarter is really important to us because it's kind of like a watershed moment for our brand. If we can get this successful, we not only have more alternation characters to bring the public, we have other brands we'd like to bring the public to in totally different categories. Also other action figure categories, but vehicles and like construction sets, all already planned out, very imaginative, very innovative and unusual and fun. And the first step is just going to be making sure that that we can do a Kickstarter successfully, since this is our first one. So we really kind of want to have that sort of fan engagement and them sort of deciding what the future of the company is. And this is our first step.
All right. So what are you going to do in the next month to get eyes on this project?
Same thing I'm doing now. It's reaching out to a lot of media and not only that, but also we're going to do what we can to offer, to build hype. Just, hey, if you guys do this, we'll throw in that kind of thing. Any of those sales sort of tactics that would kind of work. Oh, thank you, Eastling.
Yeah, sharing is helping.
Mm-hmm.
If you come back, just throw it out there, let people see it, share the campaign. Tell it to everyone. We all know people that have kids that like to play with toys, and let's give them something new, something exciting like Alpha and like Bomber. Look at this. If I were 12 years old, I'm no longer 12, but I want it, But if I were 10 years old. Yeah, man. I love this.
Cool.
So, excellent.
Well, thanks for having me on and letting me shamelessly plug my toys, and I really do.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, and I do have a lot of passion behind it. I hope I conveyed that. So
Yeah,
and
sure.
I really appreciate all your questions. Yeah.
I have put all these links. So to this to your store and to your Kickstarter, all these links are in the description to this video, so people can find it. I also put the link to your Twitter account, Ryan, in the description if people want to follow you there. Are there other places where people can follow you or your brand?
Yeah, alternation. Oh, you already got that. Alternation.toys is our brand website. Alternation Kickstarter will take you straight to the Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then gkdelta.navy is that game, the altered reality game I was talking about, where it's just a very comprehensive storytelling website about the brand.
Right. Excellent. Okay, man. I'll check it out. I'll check that out, and I'll see what I can do with the characters, man. This is way too cool. What if someone wants to bring their own character to you, and would you produce something for someone else? Is it possible?
Yeah, I mean, we've been approached in the past to be sort of like a general contractor for for people who don't want to navigate the toy industry, and I'd absolutely be willing to do that, even just for free. I'll give out my email. I have no problem giving out my email address too if anybody wants advice on, or not that it's all good advice. I'll be honest about that if I don't know something, but anything I have learned, I'm happy to share. Ryan Magnon at pandamoni.toys.
Okay, cool. So email him if you have questions about producing toys. Excellent. Okay. One other thing, people can still buy my comic book. It's still available. Perfect 10 issue 2. It's available until I think the 14th. Then we'll. And
I wanted to mention that too.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to just compliment you on the characters. I love them. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I wanted to tell you that in person.
Yeah. These should be toys, man. Look at this. Look at this. These should be toys.
Yeah. I think so. I'm not kidding. This is really good design and very interesting looking characters.
Oh, thank you, man. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. So we have POW in common. That's pretty great. So check out the little comic that POW made for Ryan. Check out these campaigns, and I want to thank everyone who watched today. And if you watch in the replay, welcome. And I want to thank my guest, Ryan. Thank you very much, man, for talking about your.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this was very, very unique. So, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I get that sometimes. Unique.
Okay, guys. I'll be back next Thursday. Same time, same channel, with a new guest, mystery guest. So I hope to see you there. See you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.